So today we're going to be specifically using our knowledge of medians as well as mean to learn about quartiles and interquartile range. Okay. In addition, we're going to interpret a scattergram, but our main focus of the lesson today will be finding quartiles and the interquartile range. So in your statistics sheets, you should be able to find this page that says finding quartiles. So it should say at the top, find the first, second, median, and third quartile of the set of numbers. You should have this example there. So we're going to work through this first example. So it starts with the numbers 5, 8, 6, 2, 3, and 9. So the first thing that we have to do is find the median. You should be well practiced in that and mastered in that. You guys first learned that in 4th grade and we reviewed it already. So the first thing is to obviously order the numbers. So I have 6 numbers here. I just want to make sure I have 6 numbers here. So I put them in order from least to greatest. And then I just close in my data set. So I can underline I have 2 there to 2 there. So because I have an even number data set, I'm going to end up with 2 in the middle that I have to find the mean of. So 5 and 6 I can add and then divide by 2. So 11 divided by 2 would be 5 and a half. I could have also found that by finding the halfway point of 5 and 6, which is 5 and a half. So I'm going to draw this line here to show that the median is 5 and a half. Okay. So the median on this problem, as we said, is 5 and a half. We're going to write that on the second line, even though it's what we found first, because as you can see in the directions, the median is the second quartile. Okay, that just means it's the second quarter. So if I had the second quarter, that would be 2/4, which is equal to the halfway point, which is the definition of median. Okay, then I'm going to cover up what I have on this side. Okay, and I'm going to then close in this again, and I can see that my first quartile, or the quarter here, would be 3. Okay, so I know that I would start at this exact point, the median, and I then close in 1 on each side of that. So I essentially am just covering up and saying I start there and close in. So then my first quartile would be 3, and then I do the same thing here. I'll use a different color so it's clear, so I cover that up and I close in 1 and 1. So then my third quartile would be 8. So my quartiles for this problem are 3, 5 and a half, and 8. So you can turn and talk to your neighbor for a moment and see if they have any comments on quartiles and any findings that they see on why those quartiles are what they are. Okay, then we're going to move down to number 9. As you can see, I've already ordered the list, so there should be 8 numbers. And then these would be going in order from least to greatest, and I counted to make sure there were 8 numbers. So we can close in. I should be able to get 3 on each side. And then you would want to find the mean of those 2 numbers. So it's not very clear cut that there's an exact number between those. So I would want to find the sum and then divide by 2. And that would be 49 and a half. And I can always double check myself. Obviously, the mean of these two would have to be in between those. and 49.5 is. So on number 9, in the second spot, I want to write 49.5. So then when I have that one that's in between, I cover that up, and then I close in from that point. So I can even cover it up with that. So including the 49.5. So I would close in starting at 45 and the 23. So then here I would have to find the mean of these two to find that first quartile. So 37 and 38 divided by 2, or I can just see that it would be 37 and a half. And then do the same thing on this side. So halfway between these two would be 71 and a half. Right, so that would be finding quartiles. Obviously, if you have an odd set of data, you're going